All right, so last time we were out with this trailer, and it's been a while, we had a wheel bearing blow, and so I'm getting this all cleaned up and getting everything ready to put back on here. So it doesn't look like there's any damage where the races seat in for the drum. So I've removed both races on both sides, cleaned it up really good, and now I'm about to put the races back in, and then I'll pack the bearings out. Here's the new brake that's going to replace this one that's all full of grease and everything. That seal in the back blew out and let the grease get into the brakes. So this brake's going to go on and replace that one. This is the left-hand side, that's the left-hand brake. And we're going to go ahead and get this all put back together here shortly. So I'm just in the process of making sure everything's all nice and smooth and clean. It's been sitting for a little bit, so it did build up some rust here. There's no grooves that are, taking my nail or anything like that. So it looks like this is gonna be good. So I'm gonna double check everything, clean it up with some steel wool here just to make it all nice and shiny, and then get that thing put back together here shortly. All right, so got the brake back on. All it is 5 nuts, and they come off, and then that drum comes off, or the brake set comes off. I was looking to see if you could replace just the pads, but they actually sell the brake set almost as cheap as the pads if you can find them. So I just went ahead and replaced the whole thing. Bad thing is in order to do that, you have to go in and splice the wire, because that wire right there that is in black tape now is hardwired into the brake. These are probably something that was original on the equipment, but they're hardwired in there, and so you have to splice that set into the wire that's going up to the truck so that it'll tell it to brake. So that I put a watertight seal on that, and then I also taped it up and everything really good. So the seal that I used is a heat shrink type, where you heat it up and it shrinks over the wire and creates the watertight seal. So once you get the wire in there and you crimp it, then you use heat to have that sleeve go around the wire, and then it creates a watertight seal, seals onto the coating of the wire. And then plus, like I said, I put some tape and everything on it to make it hopefully not get any moisture in there as we're going down the road. But I'm gonna check everything out and get everything put back together now. All right, so I went around and I've done all 4 tires. I got that one put together with the brakes and everything. This is the last one, and there's what it looks like when it's all ready to go, after I've pushed grease through and everything's good to go. And on these, you want them to be finger tight. You want 50 foot-pounds to press in the bearings and seat the bearings, but then you back that off and then just leave them finger tight. And then there's a little, mine don't have a cotter pin, mine have a thing that goes over the bolt because there's a flat spot on the axle, and that keeps the nut from backing off. So once it's the way it should be, then it'll just freely turn with no grinding or anything. That little bit of noise is just it rubbing on the brakes a little bit, which it should, because that's a perfect adjustment on the brakes. But now that it's ready to go, I'm going to put the tire back on and then hook it up to the truck and test drive it, make sure all 4 brakes are braking when the truck is hooked to it and driving down the road. So that'll be the last thing, is just a test drive. But I finally got all the bearings and everything replaced And I did replace all the bearings all the way around, and then on that one side where the bearing blew, I had to replace the brake. And I checked all the brakes on all the other ones, and there's very little wear, and everything looks good. So I'm gonna go ahead and buckle this up and be done. Everyone have a good day. I'll talk to you later. Bye. All right, last video. The desk cover's on. All the lug nuts have been tightened and torqued to the specifications for this trailer. And remember that you want to check those torques before you go out and run down the road. It's very important to have all your wheels and wheel bearings and everything working properly, especially when you're hauling animals. We were fortunate that when our wheel bearing blew out, we did not have animals in the trailer. We were running empty. And one of the other bearings, when I was going through replacing, was pretty bad. And it looked like this side, I'm on the passenger side right now, it seemed like this side had been done. Not by me, we've only had the trailer for a couple of years, but it had been done. It was newer bearings and everything on this side than that side. So, but I've replaced all of them all the way around, and now everything's all on the same schedule. And I'll be, re-greasing these probably about every 3,000 to 5,000 miles, and then probably checking to replace them or repack them with grease and everything about 12,000. So I will talk to y'all later. Have a good day.